Great morning, great morning, great morning. It is Saturday. I can't find my glasses, and we are going to have a problem. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. If you're just coming in the room, do me a favor. Tell me where you're coming in the room from so that I can see your name populate in the comment section. Tell me where you're coming in at. Cherie and I getting ready to go live here in a few moments. She's making some coffee. I'm trying to get myself together, trying to find my glasses. Hopefully things go well. Guys, I'm super excited. Today we're going to talk about visioneering your best life. Visioneering your best life. This is a subject that people intellectually know about, but I think that unfortunately most people are not able to pull off, and as a result, they do not have the kind of relationship that they prefer. What's up, Rhonda? Dr. Waller, good morning. You are up this early? I hope your poinsettias are doing better. You gave them a command. I trust that they obey you so that they don't get thrown out. I saw your post on Facebook. That was hilarious. I'm glad you made it back to Atlanta safely, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lawrenceville, Georgia is in the building. Renee, good to see you. Good to see you. Great to have you. We're going to have you guys jump on in a minute. We're going to come on video in just a second. Guys, do me a huge favor. Do me a huge favor. I want you to share this out. We're going to go live on Instagram. If you do not follow us on Instagram, do me a favor. Go over to Instagram, Breakfast with the Brookses, and follow us on Instagram. Also, sign in on Instagram so that you guys can engage the community a little bit. We want to make sure that we get that community engaged. Marsha, hey, you up baking, Marsha? What's up, Ayane? The MAPS community is representing Cherie. I'm excited. She's running around trying to get coffee together, guys. We got coffee. She can't find my glasses. Don't worry about it, baby. Come on, don't worry about it. I'll have to go and squint. If I'm doing a lot of squinting, guys, it's because I somehow have misplaced or set down my glasses. And we did a little too much partying last night. That's what happened. What's the one? East Perrant. East Perrant is in the building, as they would say in Atlanta. Nikkei, what's up? Miss you, girl. I had your earphones on and your phone. I can't see. I ain't got my glasses on, Nikkei, so I can't read your comments. Cherie's going to have to help me out when she sits there. Yep, cake orders are always. Guys, listen real quick. If y'all like rum cakes, you better hit Marsha up and keep her busy during this holiday season. If you like rum cakes, hit Marsha up at Intoxication. Cherie, you ready? You ready, baby? You ready? You ready? You ready? I know you're not feeling well. You ready? Don't worry about it, but we're going to figure that part out. I need you to adjust it. You don't worry about that. You're going to be in this shot. It's that one I'm worried about on the camera. Yeah. We'll figure it out. So listen, guys, we're figuring out. Randall, what's up, man? Welcome. I hope you're settling in on Upper Marlboro okay. Let's go ahead and go live really quickly. It's good to have you guys here. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brooks. Cherie, just push your, do me a favor, slide chair back. We got a different angle this morning, guys. A little bit of a different angle this morning. We apologize, trying to get ourselves together. A little bit of a different angle. I'm super excited, babe. Let's go ahead and fix this so that Cherie is better in the shot and we can make sure we get.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. So, guys, listen, we're here.
We're both congested.
We sound like two
frogs.
Is that what it is? Frogs? Are we sounding like frogs?
I don't know. We sound like something.
Yeah, I can't see the comments from here, so you're going to have to help me out, babe. You're going to have to help me out. Z is saying good morning. She's coming in from Jacksonville. I know that's for sure. Marsha, yeah, y'all make sure that
Good morning, guys.
If you guys,
I got my glasses on, I still can't see.
That is terrible. Do me a favor. Go ahead and go live on Instagram. Go ahead and go live on Instagram. We're going to get started in just 1 second. I got coffee, so you're going to welcome Instagram.
Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brooks. Appreciate you guys joining us on Instagram this morning. For those of you that don't know who we are, this is Glenn P. Brooks Jr. and I'm Cherie Brooks Jr. And we want to welcome you to Breakfast with the Brooks. We are live on YouTube, and if you'd like to go to our YouTube channel, please click the link in the description.
Absolutely. In the bio for you on Instagram, you guys here on YouTube, y'all make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. Don't just join us here, but if you like the content, please subscribe so that you can get the notifications when we go live. We're super excited about that. We're in a bit of a different angle today. Thought we would switch it up just a little bit here at the house. Babe, we're going to talk a little bit about some things and lay some things out that we're going to be doing in the month of January. So January is Vision Month
yes,
for the MAPS community. And let me just say this off the break, guys. Cherie and I created an online relationship academy entitled MAPS, Marriages and Parenting Successfully. And here's what we would like you to do. If you are a person who is interested in growing your relationships really intentionally, developing the skills that it takes in order to be able to do that properly, and in order to sustain them at a high level, we want to encourage you to come and join our tribe. Like, we got a pretty amazing tribe. Anybody that's in the MAPS community already, if you are part of our MAPS Relationship Academy, do me a favor, put hashtag MAPS Rocks in the chat. But in that community, we have 5 group coaching platforms that we have online weekly. Everybody meets at a different time throughout the week. And one is for couples. Another is for parents. We have one for singles who want to get married. And then we have one for men, and then one exclusively for ladies. One of the things that we do there is we teach and we train people principles on building solid relationships, because we'll be coming up on 21 years in January.
Yes.
What we're doing is not normal in the sense that we should have failed by now statistically.
Right, right. And when he says that, it means that this is my 3rd marriage and this is Glenn's 2nd marriage. And statistically, couples who have second marriages result in divorce. What is it?
73% of the time.
Right, and it's even higher for individuals with 3rd divorces. So we've defied the odds in that, and we just
No, I'm sorry, I take that back. It's 60-some-odd% for second marriages, and more than 70% for 3rd marriages and beyond.
And as I said, we've just defied the odds when it comes to having 2nd and 3rd marriages.
Absolutely.
And what we do in the MAPS community is that we share the nuggets that we've learned over the years on how to have a successful relationship, because it's not, we're not the only ones.
Right.
But we're willing to share and be transparent and share how we've been able to do it, how we've been able to overcome the challenges. Even with us having a blended family, our blended family is unique. I will say that, even though there are other people that have successful blended families, but I'll say that ours is unique because with Glenn's first wife, she and I are very good friends. We've traveled together. We do family outings together. We hang out together.
Yeah. We just buried her mother this past week.
We actually have...
we're not buried. She was cremated, but we had a memorial service.
We have... we do things together as a family. We become one family, one whole unit. And because of that, I say that that's unique. No,
it is very unique. So, guys, why do we say all of that? Because in the MAPS Relationship Academy, one of the things that we do is we show you how we did that. So in the month of January, Cherie, we're going to be laying out what it looks like to go through the building blocks of building the kind of relationship. Because I think that when people look at what we've done, they wonder, how can I do that? Right. It's not, they look at you and they say, well, that's good for you or that works for you, but you don't know my situation. And we're of the opinion that anybody that has the right skills and the right community can build things very similar to what we've done. It's just a matter of you knowing what to do. So today I want to kind of begin to talk a little bit about that, guys. So in January, the first Tuesday in January, first Monday actually, when we get started with our groups again, we're going to be launching a new series. If you're not in the MAPS Relationship Academy, this will be a great time for you to join. The way you can join that and get a free discovery session to see if we are even a fit for you is go to www.thecrcoach.com. That's www.thecrcoach.com. I'm going to put that up for you here on YouTube. But for those of you guys who are on Instagram, do me a huge favor and put that in the chat for me so that you guys on Instagram can do that. Put that in the chat, guys. www.thecrcoach.com, and that's where you can go to sign up for a free discovery session so that we can figure out if we're even a fit. We'll get a chance to get on with you. It'll be a one-on-one quick 15-minute session. You'll fill out some information. We'll talk to you about your situation. And if we're a fit, we get together. You get to be a part of this ongoing training in January. And I think that it will absolutely help you out in a very, very, very cool way. So I want to talk to people today, baby, about visioneering. It's 2 words, vision and engineering.
Right.
One of the things that you said before, and we just recently opened this up to our community, and we've been talking about this just a little bit in our Relationship Academy, is this idea of vision. when we talk about vision, and I want to explain it this way, vision is a preferred future. It's a preferred future. It's a destination. But it always stands in contrast to the world as it is. Mm-hmm. So in other words, when you're talking about vision, it's where you want to go. It's the place you want to be. And I got a question for everybody, because vision is motivated by something that causes you to move. Okay. Mm-hmm. And whenever, whether it's a vision for your marriage, whether it's a vision for your child, whether it's a vision for your business, it's always motivated by something that's almost burdensome, something that's heavy on your heart that makes you want to do something. Right. And as a result of that, you can, a vision for it becomes birth. What I want to ask you, when it comes to your relationships, what breaks your heart? Put that in the chat. What breaks your heart? In other words, what moves your heart? When you see this happening, it causes your heart to be burdened for something better. Right. Does that make sense, Cherie?
Right. And I know, like, just to give you guys an example, for me, what burdened my heart is seeing couples go through divorce.
Okay.
Seeing couples go through the trauma that comes with divorce, creating blended families, all of that. And what, the trauma, seeing how my daughter went through that experience as a small child, and that burdened my heart. And so when we got married, part of my vision was that we were going to have a successful relationship, that we were not going to be a statistic. We were not going to fall into that trap again, because I've been there before. And also, even with us with MAPS, that's part of what fueled our vision for MAPS.
Exactly.
Was the fact that we both had been through, divorce, and we wanted to be able to help individuals to be able to learn how to overcome the challenge. Because every relationship has challenges. Yeah. Every relationship, you're going to go through stuff, but how do you go through it rather than letting it take you out and...
That's good.
Destroy the relationship.
Yeah, I want to stay right there for a second, guys. Listen, here's what we know to be true. And y'all, do me a favor. If you've ever gone through anything in a relationship, put a 1 in the chat. Okay? Let's just start right there. We are not saying that you're going to build a relationship that doesn't go through something.
Right.
That's what we're not saying. We're not teaching you or selling you something that says you're going to go through, you're going to build this esoterical thing that does not have to weather storms. That's not what we're dealing with. That's not what we're saying. What we are saying is that it is possible for you to build the kind of relationship that will weather and will go through any storm.
Right. And there are going to be storms.
And so, and certain y'all know how, like, they have categories of storms?
Whether you have a Cat 1 or a
Cat 1, Cat 2, or Cat 5. The question is your relationship built to withstand a Cat 5 storm?
Right.
That's real good. I'm glad you even touched upon that. Is your relationship built to be able to withstand a Cat 2 storm? There are some parents that have relationships with their children that can only weather a Cat 2 storm. If a Cat 5 storm hits your relationship with you and your child, it's going to take y'all out. Does that make sense?
Right.
It will absolutely take. This is the kind of stuff that you see where people now are not talking to each other.
Right.
This is the kind of stuff where now you have, and we had somebody on the call last week that said, they'll go visit their parents, but they're not going to stay at their house.
Right.
Because their relationship ain't like that.
Right.
Does that make sense? So it makes sense. Go ahead, man.
Right. And even when it comes to that, what we focus, because we want to be able to help people to have functional relationships, I can use my situation with my parents. For years, my relationship with my parents was like that. But today I have a great relationship with my parents because I've learned how to work through that. Whereas when I was younger, I just, we didn't get along. We bumped heads. And so I was like, hey, I'm not dealing with y'all. Y'all not going to deal with me. But as I got older, I learned the skills necessary to be able to reunify. And somebody said family unification.
Yeah.
I was able to reunify that relationship.
Yeah.
And so I believe that in many situations, you are able to reunify the relationship. But then sometimes there are times when you do have to walk away with the relationship, but you don't have to walk away broken and bruised, because you can learn from it, and then you can go on to, the next relationship, having learned from that,
Right.
and are able to not repeat the same thing.
Right. Hey, Roz, it's good to see you. LaRonda, thanks for joining the room. Again, guys, if you are just jumping on, my name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. Welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. This lovely light-skinned lady who's a little sick along with me this morning. She's got coffee and red lipstick. She's got tea. That's Cherie Brooks Jr. She's also an author, a speaker, and a coach. But I'm going to give you guys 3 or 4 things, and we're going to work through them over the next week. In our Relationship Academy, these are going to become some of the tenets that we're going to use in January to build relationships that, y'all need to write that down. If you're in the MAPS community, don't let me forget, we're going to do something with that Cat5 Storm illustration. We're going to do something in our community relative to that. That's a great illustration. So I want to make sure that we do something with it. So listen, there are 3 things that I want to, and I shared this with our singles community briefly last Thursday, baby. But here is 3 things that Vision does. Put this in the chat. There are 3 things that Vision will do. Cherie, when people have a lack of vision for their relationship, it will cause them to allow the relationship to dictate the pace.
Right.
I see all the time where you'll have a strong personality meet a person who knows who that person is. Like, say, for instance, if I meet you, I'm a strong personality. I know what I want. I know where I'm going. You're not really sure of maybe who you are yet. You're really not sure or clear on where you're going as a person or as an individual. Mm-hmm. If you're not careful and if you don't have a vision for your life, you will allow me to create that vision for you.
Right.
And the problem is that 3, 4, 5 years later down the road, we're married. Mm-hmm. And now you're looking at me like, I don't want this life. Mm-hmm. And it's not that you don't want me. It's that you have now begun to see what it looks like for you to have a vision for your own life. Mm-hmm. But that becomes problematic because we've built a life around the vision that I created.
Right.
So what we're going to do in January, guys, is teach you how to fix that so that it does not dictate the pace. Does that make sense?
Yes. Go ahead.
So really quickly, 3 things, guys. And today, we're not going to go deep into all these 3 things, but I want you guys to put this in the chat. Number 1, vision evokes emotion. Put that in the chat. Vision evokes emotion. In other words, there's no such thing as a vision with no emotion. So when I say evokes emotion, in other words, it creates passion. For when you have a vision for something, a vision will create passion for you to do something. In other words, for instance, when Cherie said that it breaks her heart, and we started this conversation with the question is, what breaks your heart? Right. What you're drilling down on at that particular point is, what are you passionate about?
Right.
What are you passionate about concerning relationships? Go ahead.
Right. And so when he says that a vision evokes emotion, we're talking about the emotion that, so you see, like they have those videos of the starving children in other countries.
Right.
If that is something that burdens your heart, when you see those images, it evokes an emotion in you.
Yes.
Whether it brings you to tears or not, but it evokes something, you feel something inside because that burdens your heart. So if it's relationships, if it's, having, I think somebody said sibling rivalry, whatever it is, there's something inside of you that you feel when you witness that. When you're in that situation, that's like, it's something inside. It's something inside your heart that there's a passion, that there's a feeling that comes along with it.
Yeah. And so, and just to even piggyback off of your illustration, the reason they show you the pictures is because they want you to do something.
Right.
In other words, the vision that's created, or in this particular case, the picture. Understand the picture or the commercial you saw comes from a company with a vision.
Right.
They have a vision that they've created to get something that they want.
Right. And they're trying to connect to you.
They're trying to maybe raise money to feed a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
They need to figure out how to get it out of your pocket. How do they do that? They have to show you something that will cause you to move. Now, in my marriage, if I don't have a vision of what I want to see, something that breaks my heart, something that causes me to be passionate, I will not build a picture of what it looks like to get it.
Right. That's good.
Does that make sense? So, and I'm slowing down on purpose, guys, because most people just willy-nilly get into relationships because of very surface things that causes you great pain on the back end. Mm-hmm. And so now you've been married 3 times, and I promise you it will be the last.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? You leave me, I'm following you. You get what I'm saying? I'm not playing. But the 2 marriages prior to, I would dare say, you did not enter those relationships with a vision in mind.
No.
I know I didn't.
No, I didn't. I wasn't thinking about a vision. I just...
Right. It was like, hey, I like you. You cute. It's whatever. We're going to get married, da-da-da. Right. And it ends in divorce, and you wonder why. Right. Same way with children. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why some children, when they get older, they come home and visit their parents. There's a reason why there are parents that have solid connections to their kids. Mm-hmm. Because there is a vision that's being fulfilled, sometimes whether written or unwritten, spoken or unspoken. There is something that you saw that caused you to build to get that thing to exist.
Right.
And if that makes sense, guys, I promise you, you don't want to miss where we're going in January. You need to be a part of the MAPS Relationship Academy. Y'all need to come on and join this. Number 2, here's what vision will do. Vision provides motivation. Put that in the chat. Mm-hmm. Vision provides motivation.
Right. When you have vision, you're willing to do the work. You're motivated to do the work to get to that place. You don't just sit back and expect it to happen by osmosis.
That is one of the reasons why some of you guys are not motivated to go to work. Because you have no vision for what you do. I know I just messed up a whole group of people. Listen to me, guys.
Or a vision for where you're going.
Or vision for where the company is going. There's no connection for you. It is simply a means to an end.
Right. You're not bought into their vision.
Not at all. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? There's a reason why some of you guys are in relationships where you feel like we're just here. What are we doing? Where are we going? Why are we doing this? Mm-hmm. You used to ask me all the time when we were dating, what is this?
Right.
What did you mean by that?
I was trying to figure out where are we going? I mean, I had a vision for where I knew I wanted my life to go. I knew I wanted to get remarried. I knew that I was supposed to be married, and I didn't have time to be just playing games. And so if you weren't on if you didn't have that same vision, I needed to know that if that's not where you were going.
I know it. And that brings us to number 3. We're going to put it in the chat. Number 3. Are you ready for number 3? If you're ready for number 3, put ready in the chat. If you're ready for number 3. IG, I hope you guys are getting something out of this. It's hard for us to see. I think that's Russ in the building. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. It's hard as I don't have my glasses. I couldn't find them. They're around here somewhere.
Russ. Hey, Russ.
Glad to have you guys. Do me a favor, IG. Y'all click the arrow at the bottom and share this out. For you guys who are here on YouTube, do me a favor and share this out to as many people as you can. Also, subscribe to the link. Subscribe to the channel by clicking the link, and we'll go from there. So number 3, and motivation, and we kind of alluded to it, but vision, we're talking about the 3 things that vision does. There are 3 things that vision will do. When you create vision for your relationships, whether it's in your marriage, whether it's in your dating relationship, whether it's in your parenting, it doesn't matter. It can be your relationship with your coworker. I don't care. If you create a vision for that, it will do 3 things. Number 1, it will evoke an emotion. It will provide motivation. And number 3, it will set direction. And we talked a little bit about that.
Right.
Go ahead.
It'll give you the course where you're trying to go. And so without a vision, you're just going through life just willy-nilly.
Right.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly. Right, willy-nilly.
You're just going about, but we're
not going to be all willy-nilly up in here.
But you don't have a set direction where you're going because you have no vision. And so you're just going through life. You're just going through the relationship. But there's no end goal that you have in mind. So there's not so like I'll say this. So, and we were laughing about this last night. When we got married, we said we wanted to grow old together.
Right. Oh Lord
And
Jesus.
so,
We didn't mean it literally. We didn't mean it literally. Like
but
as in
it's happening.
we did mean it.
We did, but
We don't like getting old.
But we knew that the direction we were going, we meant this is really for till death do us part.
Right.
That was the direction we're going. So we knew from the beginning that no matter, divorce is not an option.
Not at all.
That whatever we go through, we're going to deal with it. We're going to work through it because that's the direction that we're going in. This was not just, ooh, I like you, you like me. We're going to get together and we'll see what happens.
Right.
You know, I've actually heard couples say that, you know, if things don't work out, we'll just get a divorce. I'm like, but you're married.
See.
Yeah, but if it, I mean, it's cool if things don't work out. They can go their way. I'll go my way. And it's like, that's not a direction for marriage.
And babe, the thing that messes me up with that, guys, and I need y'all to hear this. When people come together and they say that, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second. Here's the crazy thing. You're not dealing with an inanimate object here. This is only my life we're talking about. So let me ask you a question. How many of you guys have dated somebody for years only for the relationship to end, whether it's good or bad, to end, and then you ask yourself the question, so what do I get for that? How many of y'all have been married and you're on your second marriage or maybe you're divorced and you're trying to figure out how can I get back the last 10 years of my life? How many of you guys have put your heart, your blood, your sweat, your tears into raising a child? The child is 18. They go off and they do the exact opposite of what you taught them to do. And you're trying to figure out and scratching your head saying, listen, was the last 18 years of our lives together for naught? Guys, the problem with not having a vision is that you don't have a direction. And what that does is it causes you not to be able to stay on course. And so therefore you end up in a cul-de-sac, not a dead end. I need y'all to hear that.
Right, it's not a dead end.
It's not a dead end because a dead end denotes that there's nothing at the end of it. There's no life there. No, there's life. It's just that you ain't going nowhere. You're going from house to 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 house on the end of that cul-de-sac. And I'm trying to figure out at what point do we realize, in other words, the dead end says, look, it's over, it's done, there's nothing else left because there's nowhere else to go. No, you have options on a cul-de-sac, but it still is directionless.
Right.
Is the point I'm making.
Right.
Does that make sense? You're not going anywhere. So what I'm saying is that how do I ensure that our relationship is providing some kind of direction so that it adds value not only to me, but to you. And here's the kicker, guys, to everything and everybody you're connected to.
Right. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is that you may have a vision. You have a vision for where you want your life to go. But you don't share it with the people closest to you. Or you don't share it with them and you don't ensure that your visions align.
Right.
So your vision may be that, you know, you want to be married, be partners, have the successful relationship.
Yeah.
But if that's not their vision,
right,
you're never going to reach your vision because you can't reach that vision alone.
Exactly.
Even for your family, if as a family with your children, you have a vision for your family, that this is what our goal is as a family. This is our vision for our family. If your children aren't bought into that, when they do go left, now they've gone off course, but they were never bought in. So they didn't really go off course. They had their own vision.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
But you're upset because this is what I had planned for you and this, that, but they were never bought into the vision. You had this magical idea which you thought their life was going to turn out, but you never got their buy-in for that. You never got them to share in the vision. So now you're upset because they've gone left. They've decided to make a choice, which children do.
Yep.
They reach an age, they make choices because we all have our own free will to make choices. So they make a choice and do what they want to do. But you're upset because now it's thrown off your vision, but it was never their vision in the first place. Which
brings us to our bonus. If y'all are ready for the bonus, put bonus in the chat. Put bonus in the chat. If you're ready for a bonus, put bonus in the chat. Good to see you, Edith. I'm glad you were able to jump on it, guys. If you're just jumping in again, my name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. This lovely light-skinned sick lady is
Cherie Brooks Jr., author, speaker, relationship, and life balance coach who is stopped up.
And we are trying to figure it out together. So we're talking about visioneering. How do you engineer a vision? One of the things that you just got finished saying, babe, is that this idea of buy-in. Here's the problem, guys, and we're going to teach you how to do this starting in the month of January. We're not going to do it here on Breakfast with the Brookses. We're going to do it inside of our MAPS Relationship Academy.
So if you want to learn more, if you want to be a part of this, if you want to go through this vision series with us, sign up. Go to www.thecrcoach.com. Sign up for a free discovery session so that we can meet with you and see if we can bring you into the academy so that you can be a part of this.
Yep, absolutely. So, and the reason why that's going to be so critically important, guys, is because, and again, I go back to this idea of buy-in. I want to teach you how to get your kids to buy in. I want to teach you how to get your spouse to buy in. There's a way to get Cherie bought into where I'm going as the leader of our family. There's a way for her to get me bought in on a change of direction that she wants to go as a family. And it's all dictated by where we were going in the first place.
Right.
And guys, let me tell you something right now. If that ain't clear, if you've never really established that, then I promise you, you'll never get the persons in your family to come grow with you. And the reason why is because they've never been on board with you. Mm-hmm. And you don't find that out until you get to some hiccups or you get to some areas in the road where it's like, oh my God, I thought we had a thing. You ever have a person you're dealing with and you be like, but I thought we was closer than that. Now, I thought we was cooler than that. I thought we had a relationship. I thought we was tight. And it's like, that's what you get for thinking. The problem is that, no, we never were there. The problem is that, you didn't know that until we had a problem. So the bonus is this. This is what vision will do. Vision translates always translates into purpose. Mm. Put that in the chat. Vision translates into purpose. Mm. And to go back to what you just said, one of the main reasons I see as a coach, when we're coaching people, we see stunted growth in relationships is because the relationship doesn't serve a purpose. Let that breathe. One of the reasons why many of you are experiencing stunted growth in your relationship is because the relationship itself doesn't serve a purpose. Mm-hmm. Here's what I can tell you. For the last 20 years, our relationship has served a purpose. There has been and we'll get into that. But it was based upon our vision. Right. And so for us not to make it, it's to abandon the purpose of why we are even together. Right. Right. So if you hear that, Z, listen to me, but Z, you got to hear this. If you hear that, mm-hmm. It gives you an extra something to hold on to and to fight with when things get crazy. Mm-hmm. Sheri and I almost have, it's almost like there's an extra sort of set of circumstances that we have that are available to us that helps us fight for us. Right. Right. And for my believers, yes, it's God. Yes, but I'm talking about skills at this particular point, guys. We understand there's a greater purpose for why we are together. Right. And so our relationship, when we show up, it shows up to serve something bigger than us. Right. Right. Hence, it gives us life. Right. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense, babe? Mm-hmm. Right, because there's a driving force outside of us. Our marriage is not about us. It's not about my feelings. It's not about your feelings. That's good. It's about something bigger. And because we know that, because we identified that very early in our relationship, we know that. And so when we go through, it's like, nope, we can't. We got to work through this. We don't get to quit. We got to work through this. We don't get to quit. And it's not a willpower thing. Right. It's a purpose thing. Mm-hmm. It's not a I just refuse to quit. That's not it. Trust me, because we've had reasons. You've had reasons to say, you know what, love you, I'll be your friend, but I can't be married to you no more. No, really, yeah. Not from infidelity or anything like that.
But we've we've gone some,
But
some really trying
we've gone
times.
through some trying times. When I sit around and I think about our life today, babe, we've started, in the 20 years that you and I have been married, we've started over, literally from the bottom, at least 3 times. We've hit the reset button in our relationship financially.
Right.
We've had to reset, and we have had to start over for one circumstance or another at least 3 times. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The first time is enough to make a woman leave and say, I'm done with you. I ain't fooling with you like that.
Right, right. I mean, people have ended their relationships for less.
Yeah, the first time is me, leaving a hefty 6-figure income, job, career that was only going to get better to go into full-time ministry to make pennies. Relative to that, that's enough for people to say, I know people who their spouses said, see you. If that's, okay, great. God called you to do that? I believe he has. He ain't called me to go with you. You get what I'm saying? But because of our purpose together, she rode. And it wasn't the whole ride or die, you my rider, it's me and you, Queen and Slim. No, man. We served a freaking purpose, and we knew it was bigger than us as individuals. Guys, I cannot wait. January, we're going to combine all of it. For those of you guys who are in the MAPS community, we shared this with the singles on Thursday night, but we're inviting the singles to come over in the month of January to Tuesday nights. We're going to have the couples, the parents, and the singles all in the same room on Tuesday night, starting the first Tuesday in January for the next foreseeable 3-4 weeks, probably the entire month of January, because we're going to take you through a training and teach you how to do this building blocks. We're going to probably call it How to Weather a Cat5 Storm. That's probably what we're going to call it. How to weather a Cat5 storm relationally. Because here's what I will absolutely guarantee you. Haven't been married before for 12 years. And Cherie twice before me. Here's what I'm going to promise you. You are going to weather a series of storms. You just don't get to dictate how strong they will be.
Right.
They may be Cat 1 through Cat 5, but I promise you, your storm is coming. And the question is, will you hang through it, or will it just be casualty number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be.
Right, and that can be with in parenting as well. You're going to go through Cat5 storms as a parent. So whether it's relationally in your marital relationship or with your significant other or with your children.
Yes.
How do you weather through that? Our children all, oftentimes make choices that truly test the relationship.
So, Nikkei, the answer to the question is yes. The ladies are invited to that. The men are invited to that.
Yes.
The couples are invited to that. The parents are invited to that. The singles are invited to that. Shoot, we're going to even invite, and I'll just tell Cherie this right now on live TV, we're going to invite the MAPS Masterclass to that. Mm-hmm. Because what we're going to talk about is going to help you build your business so it weathers Cat5 storms.
Right. And so we'll be sending out information in the next week or so, giving everybody
emails, the whole bit, right.
Of when we'll be meeting.
This is going to be fun.
Within the Relationship Academy. But if you're not in the Relationship Academy and you're interested in finding out more, please go to www.thecrcoach.com and schedule a free discovery session so that one of us can meet with you and determine if we're a fit for you. Also, for those of you, thank you on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, also on Instagram, if you would go to our YouTube channel, we'd appreciate it if you'd go and you'd subscribe and make sure you ring the bell so you get notifications when we go live and also when we post new videos. Yep.
Guys, that's it. That's all we got for today. LaRonda, thank you so much. She says that you, after either getting out of the storm or in a storm or going in one. Absolutely, LaRonda.
There's always storms
It's
in your life.
always going to be a storm.
And the degree of the storm often has to do with your perspective, but that's a whole nother
That's a whole nother topic, and I'm going to tell y'all, I'm so excited about this, baby. One last thing I will say. What makes me, I think, really excited about this is because, and I'm going to go back to something we said at the very beginning of the broadcast. I don't know if I shared. What breaks my heart is when people come unglued in their relationships and they didn't have to. Mm-hmm. I do believe that there are relationships that should not be together. There are so much toxic stuff going on in some relationships. Y'all should call it quits, and somebody should teach you how to do that properly, right? But I can tell you 95% of the people that I get to coach in their relationships over things that can be fixed. Mm-hmm. And what breaks my heart is when they quit and they give up because they don't have the tools to fix it. And somehow they believe that love was enough, right? Or in my case of my believer friends, they thought that Jesus would fix it. And they become a casualty of not knowing a skill set. The other thing that breaks my heart is something that Pam Leo said that I discovered years ago, and that is we should raise children that don't have to recover from their childhood. What breaks my heart is for grown people to have to recover from their childhood. Children who grow up to become adults and they have to spend their adulthood recovering from their childhood. Mm-hmm. That breaks my heart. And so that's why I do what I do. That's why I, will humble myself and do whatever I need to do to grow, because I don't want to see, I want to see the world rid of that kind of dysfunction. And if I can be a part of that process, then that's what I want to do. So Roz, listen, listen, come on, girl. Y'all need to sign up. Z, you've been hanging on the fringe for a minute. You need to sign up, become a part of the Maps Relationship Academy. Let's get started. 2020 will be your year if you make it your year.
Right.
Any year can be your year.
If you're willing to do the work.
If you're willing to build and make it the year that you want it to be. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, here's what I know to be true. We all need some help. Y'all be good. Let's talk next week. We'll drill down on a few other things and set this up as we close out 2019. Let's finish strong, guys. 2019 is not over. We got work to do. We all need some help. Y'all be good.
Bye, guys.